Cheers! Hello, Webfishers out there in internet land. I'm Sketch, and this is a little sample library presentation, I guess, or demonstration. Throughout my last few years, I've bought quite a lot of libraries for making music with, like in particular orchestral stuff. So, and I'm not really a pro or anything, so I thought, okay, well, if I don't have a movie to score, then I'll just find something else to use it for. And in this case, it's the Spitfire Audio Albion 1 library. So yeah, let's get going. So here we are in Cubase. Just to put you guys up to speed of what we're working with here, I'm just gonna play through the entire track for starters. So yeah. Okay, so that's the basic tracks. Of course, the core of most orchestras are strings, which is why I have not in the top, because that's what I started working on first. Yeah, pretty basic really. I split out the main string line onto its own MIDI track, and then had a separate entity or setup of the long strings in contacts. So we have the main here, the shorts or spiccatos, and we have the body of the long tracks on its own track here, own MIDI track. So that goes something like this. So a general thing with the strings from the orchestra part of this library is that I'm not quite sure how to really tackle them, because they aren't quite the attack on just the regular longs that I really felt it was enough for what I wanted to do here. So something I guess could have been done by adding some short strings on the ones where we need more shock chords or whatever you call it. So that's basically the strings, and then we had the brass. Yeah, I don't know. The brass is really just like kind of accenting the string lines here. So it's not that interesting, but there's one little thing I want to show you in a bit. Yeah, so then we're going into the next bit here, where the brass is really responsible for a lot of the movement through this bit. But another thing, I've kind of actually been considering just clipping up this bit here and adding it here, because the original thing I had going down here could perhaps have strengthened this chord up here a bit, or this chord here, because like originally I didn't really do proper counterpoint, or it kind of didn't gel very well between the two. So we can just have a quick listen. So you can see like that's kind of the idea here, was really to have like a bit of a melodious thing, but it didn't really gel well with the strings. So I ended up like copying this bit up and then muting this just to have it available if should I try something else with it. So that's the brass, or the basics of the brass. Let's take... Okay, so this last bit here really showcased a bit of what I was a bit ambivalent about this library, because it doesn't seem to really have the best metals like in the percussion section, so where you usually go by piatti or cymbals or gongs or something. I've had to use what I believe is like glass bottles or something like that. So nothing too exciting there, but we can... Yeah, let's go through and just solo out these, and so you can really hear what they're actually doing. So really just accenting the rhythm of the main lines. So that was the percussion, nothing too exciting. I believe like in the bottom of one of the key switch settings there's some kind of timpani, which I might actually poke a bit about before I release this track. Yeah, and then finally you have the woodwinds, which are just really just to strengthen the chords, the overall chord of each of these sections. Again, it's just accenting the rhythm and the main chord, if that's how I say it. So yeah, kind of, again, in this middle part, the general things like this really, not moving, but more like almost percussive feel to the woodwinds and the brass. And then laying down the bass like a bit here. So yeah, that's basically the piece. I could go a bit more like musical content into this, but I'm kind of feeling like everybody else already kind of knows that stuff, or at least have an idea of it before, a better idea of it than me. So that's why I've chosen to go a touch to the technical side of it. So yeah, that's it for now. Back to me in the past. Yeah, so that's what came out there. I hope you guys like it at least. If you have questions or tips or anything, feel free to link them down below. or comments. And yeah, that's that, I guess. See you around with fishes.